everybody's a Witcher tonight.
Everybody's a Witcher tonight?
I guess. I don't know.
This could be interesting if everyone's a
We're all
Witcher.
gonna have to practice our gravelly voices to be like Geralt. Turn the
Yes.
gravel up 150%, guys. We got this.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
That didn't work.
Oh no.
Okay,
Okay, Batman.
I don't think the level of gravel Geralt has, I don't think hardly anyone is capable of actually doing that. That's a talented voice actor to be able to do that.
Yeah, and Henry Cavill does have the voice for it, so kudos to him.
Yeah.
I unfortunately do not. But yeah, guys, welcome in tonight. We are doing a one shot and streaming RazaMahTaz Sorian's The Witcher TRPG. With me tonight are, well, I'll actually let you guys introduce yourselves. This is my first time in the DM seat, at least on screen anyway.
Yeah, on screen, he regularly DMs our weekend D&D, so this man is no newbie to DMing.
He's a novice. What are you talking about?
But I guess I'll start. I'm Matt. Today I am playing an elven boy named Egil, who I think is going to be a ton of fun.
Egil. Okay, all right. And yes, Greg. And by the way, Greg, awesome job on the layout.
Nice.
Definitely good stuff. I like it. Yeah, Greg handles all of our back of house stuff with regards to the stream.
So, yeah, this was a struggle one.
I have no doubt, but yeah, it looks good, man. Infinity Core, is he an elven cabin boy? You know what?
Yeah.
Maybe he will be.
I need to look up that reference.
I am Dobby.
He's the cabin boy. He's the party bitch.
The party bitch. Wow. Damn.
Essentially what a cabin boy is.
I'm feeling abused now. So anyway, tonight I am playing Jason Natel, a Witcher.
A Witcher.
We got a Witcher in The Witcher?
We do. We have a Witcher in Witcher. It's amazing.
Welcome
Who'd have
in,
thunk it?
Shadows Riddle Box. Thanks for joining us tonight. Yeah, we're going to be showcasing the Witcher TRPG.
Gotta get my deep voice, voice on. Maybe not. I'll keep practicing.
The Princess Bride. I've seen Princess Bride. Okay, where's Cat? When did they say? Okay, I'm not an expert on the movie. I have seen it. I'm not an expert on it though. I've only seen it once.
Are you referring to the Dread Pirate Roberts?
The Dread Pirate Roberts.
Yeah. Wait, have you never seen Princess Bride, Matt?
I just said I've seen it once.
Oh,
Movie night.
You sweet son.
I'm just stoked I get to play tonight. I'm stoked about that.
Yeah, Greg is happy. He's like, I don't have to plan or nothing. It's good to be a player.
I can just be a pain in somebody else's ass for a change.
Yeah.
And trust me, he knows how to be one.
He really does.
What?
No. He's the menace of our.
I am not. I am the sweetest, kindest, most considerate person in the game.
Greg, you can lie to us, but don't lie to chat.
And I'm going to slip in here and say I'm Jenny, and I'm playing Anastasia Demris tonight, who is a human mage.
So we got a elven cabin boy. We got the Witcher. Not the Witcher, a Witcher, I should say. There's a distinct difference there. Greg
And a Yennefer wannabe.
And a Yennefer wannabe. Greg unfortunately does not have the hair for the Witcher. He did at one point though.
Wow.
Greg has,
giving away my secrets here.
Greg has regaled us with many stories of his luxurious hair back.
I had hair at one point in time. Yes.
He wears the shaved head well though. I will give him that.
I was gonna make a joke like, you mean you weren't born like that? But then I remembered babies are kind of born like that.
Some
Yes.
of them are
Why,
actually.
why, yes, indeed, Matt. I was born like this.
All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the world of The Witcher, the continent. We're actually going to start off our adventure in Temeria, actually the capital of Temeria Vizima. So let's drop you fine folks into this mess. Our human mage Anastasia, our elven criminal, he's a scumbag, Egil, and our wandering witcher, Jason Natil. All right, so just to set the stage for you guys, the Temerian capital of Vizima has fallen under a tidal wave of black and gold. You were there. You saw everything. The black ones didn't even bother lobbing rotten cows and soldiers over the wall. The Nilfgaardian war machine hit the walls of the capital, and suddenly everything was blood and steel, screaming in death. You three managed to drag yourselves out of that hell and head north. Well, with Nilfgaardian scouting patrols hounding, well, the few of you that managed to survive the massacre, you actually stopped recognizing a lot of the countryside as you made a mad dash north. Although you didn't know it was north at the time. It wasn't actually until you hit the swamplands that you realized the direction you were heading and the fact that you were near the Pontar River. And all of you actually realized something else. Well, with Nilfgaard at your back, the only way to go is north, primarily and hopefully to Redania. All right, so again, you guys, Nilfgaard just attacked Vizima, pretty much slaughtered everyone or near everyone in the city, and they're basically hunting parties, scouting parties, trying to cut down the few that managed to escape. You three make a mad dash north, and end up just south of the Pontar River and Redania as a whole. Redania being the next country over. You don't necessarily know each other, but again, you were thrust together by fate and war. So I'm opening the stage to you lot.
So, I guess right now we're like en route, essentially, just like kind of going along the road.
No, well, not really. You guys basically are just south, based on your knowledge of the area. You guys know that you're somewhere south of the Pontar River. You're fairly close considering the swamplands that you've now entered in, which is the giveaway.
Okay, so we're traveling at this moment, but not on a road, but we're in the middle of some swamplands, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep, and here's another little piece that I can kind of give you to kind of set the stage. All right, so finally you guys can rest easy, somewhat. You feel the kind of bite and the fetid stench of swamps, the bite of mosquitoes, and honestly, given the fact that you guys have just, made a mad dash from essentially it's a combat zone, all the the shadowy underbrushes and everything like that, you kind of are on edge. You make it actually, after wading through the swamp for a bit, you make it to kind of an island on the edge of the Pontar River. It's not very large, but it gives you a bit of time to kind of get your bearings and take a breath. You get the sense that the Nilfgaardian patrols may not come this way, but you're not 100% sure. Now, the questions that lie before the three of you, aside from if you can trust the guy to your left or your right, is how in the hell are you going to get across the Pondar? Honestly, you look around you, and aside from the island that you're on, it's all muddy, swampish, fetid water. And you really don't know how deep the damn thing is. But you do know that in this part of the world, it's probably not safe just wading through the water. So you gotta figure out your options.
So, Egil, he looks at the other two, goes, I do not know about you, my friends, but
I'm not your friend.
let me rephrase then. I do not know about you, my fair acquaintances, but I believe attempting to swim through the swamp may be very risky. We may want to think of some other way to cross it. Perhaps we could either find or try to build ourselves a simple raft, or take the long way around and hope there is a bridge of some sort. What say you?
I mean, we have little option. We go back that way. You saw what we escaped from.
Yes, that is a very good point. Nilfgaard is hot on our heels. We do not have very much time. So
You worry a lot, don't you?
I would not call myself a worrywart.
You know, building a raft doesn't sound like a bad idea. Why don't you get on it?
And what do
If
you
only.
intend to do?
I'm gonna wait right here till that raft is built.
But, my fair acquaintance, building a raft is a lot of hard work. If only I had a pair of helpful, strong hands at my side.
While you build the raft, I'll be watching for the milk guard. Hot on her heels, huh?
Quite so.
Better hurry up then.
Okay, so you going to attempt to make a raft? Seems like
Something.
that's the kind of the direction you guys are going.
I guess so. Or at least something that could help us. It's something as close to a raft as we can manage with what's around here.
Okay, go ahead and go ahead and make a awareness check, please.
An awareness. Okay.
Yeah, all three of you.
I got
So we got
a very tasteful 11.
21.
Oh, Jenny. So aware.
okay.
Hold on. I'm getting
How about Mr. keeping an eye out for the... how aware is he right now?
He is always aware. What are you talking about?
I hope you roll that one.
I'll roll something as soon as I can roll something. Hold on a minute. Alright, what the hell?
Character sheet getting uppity.
It is!
Do you want me to roll a dice for you?
Yes, go ahead.
Alright, I'll just roll a d10 and I guess you can add your modifiers to it.
I gotta reset this thing.
Ooh, ooh.
What did he
I
do
have
to me?
rolled a nat 1 for you, my guy.
Ooh.
Fantastic.
Cursed you!
Oh man, damn. Do you want to keep that roll, Greg? Considering
Worthless.
technically it wasn't your roll.
Worthless freaking elf, I tell you.
I mean, yeah, that's what you get. What you get for letting an elf roll for you.
Here.
Hey, time out. This was your character rolling right there.
How about that?
Okay, that's way better. All right.
I
Alright,
will take advantage of the DM giving me an opportunity. Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know. I think Matt purposely jinxed you. That's why that nat one came up. So Anastasia, Jason, you guys, as you're looking around, you're standing on this kind of lone island in the middle of this muddy and fetid swamp. You're looking around and you do notice that most of the trees, the wood looks like what you would expect in a swamp, kind of moist. Doesn't look very strong, kind of bark peeling off of the trees, overgrown with moss and mushrooms in some places. Basically, the materials that you guys are seeing doesn't necessarily lend you to think that it'll be prudent to use this for making a raft. Make me one other check. Just the two of you, since you guys were the only ones to notice this. Go ahead and make me a wilderness check. I believe that is the name of the skill. 1 second, let me double check.
Wilderness survival.
Yes, there we go. Wilderness survival.
16.
Let's see what we get there. What about you, Greg?
Give me a second.
Okay.
Need to roll for you again? I'm good at doing that.
Ah, nope. I think I'm past that now. Thank you.
Okay. Once again, yeah, you guys, you do manage to see that there's some wood, some of the trees kind of, you notice a couple of trees.
So does the elf actually see this wood, or is he fucking around with the
No,
wet, mossy stuff?
He's just looking around, kind of, definitely out of his element.
Hey,
Hmm?
what are you doing?
I'm looking.
Over here.
Ah,
I think what our fine gentleman over here is trying to say is most of this stuff is shit. There's a little bit of good, though. Possibly.
Do you want to float across, or do you want to... I don't know. Yeah, use the good wood.
All the
fine and
ignorant
nice, I would say.
And perhaps we might share something to call each other, as much as being whistled at can be entertaining. I would rather not.
A fine idea. I will start. My name is Egil.
Egghead.
He kind
Got
of gives
it.
you like a curt bow, a little bit of flair to it.
Oh man.
Anastasia
Thank
just
you.
kind of looks at Jason, kind of shakes her head, and she's like, Anastasia.
Jason.
Okay.
Can we get on with it, please?
So again, Jason, you and Anastasia do manage to spy a small copse of trees about 50 meters in the distance. Well, actually not 50 meters. That's actually quite a ways. We'll say 20 meters from that little island that you guys are sitting on. That they don't look as run down as the rest. You get the feeling, with especially given your rolls, that if any trees near you would actually manage to yield some usable wood, it would be these. Although you're going to have to wade through the swamp to get there. That is that's one thing. And then between the three of you, do you have the tools that you would need to cut down some wood, tie some together to make a raft?
We got Egghead. Egghead.
Yes.
See those trees over there?
He looks like I do.
Those are the ones you want.
I guess they've appointed Gil as the de
I
facto
will
craftsman.
I will prepare the rope. You may go and get the wood for us. Thank you.
Anastasia's just kind of sitting there looking between the two, and she's like, "The fuck did I get myself caught up in?"
Honestly, I'm
Daniel's
starting to
already
think
digging for his
Nilfgaard
back.
ain't even gonna have to run these guys down. They're just gonna kill each other.
Yeah, she's just like, "Fucking hell." I'm beginning to think I'm gonna be the one doing all the work.
All right, so who is going to be heading off to try and get these, see if these trees are viable, and potentially grab a couple of branches, logs. Yeah, you're gonna hopefully somebody brought an axe or something.
Nope.
Sure, at least one of us has a suitable weapon to chop down a tree. Also, I do want to bring up one of my very fancy schmancy elf abilities. Now that I'm looking a bit more through my character sheet, elves can automatically find any plant substance rated as commonly available that they are seeking. Meaning, my character would automatically know which trees are good and which ones aren't, right?
I see.
You would had you noticed. But you were staring off into space.
Yeah, but now that he's pointing off those trees that are across the way,
Mm-hmm.
I'd definitely be able to tell that those are good.
Yeah, you can tell after he kind of pointed them out that these are viable
Of course
viable
they're good.
trees.
Of course they're good. I pointed them out to you.
So you guys gonna just stand on that island jaw jacking, or is someone actually gonna go get the trees?
I don't know what Anastasia's supposed to go get him with. She ain't got nothing that works.
All right. What's plan B here? Because building a raft is not working.
Well, if we were to give up so easily, he's kind of looking around. How far is it to like the other side of the river? Or
You can't see the other side of the river from where you're at.
all right. Okay.
At least not from this point. Again, the island that you're on, it's the only dry space that you can see. Everything else is muddy. You get the feeling that there's plenty of quicksand to go around. So.
All right, screw
If
it.
you guys want to try and swim,
I'm
feel
just
free.
gonna. Well, I'm gonna walk out in this and see how deep it is.
Okay. So how far out are you gonna head?
Well, just out till it's like up to my chest, if it's even that deep.
Gotcha. So as you step out off the island, off the edge of the island, you begin walking in the direction of the trees, I'm assuming. And about five-ish feet past the edge of the island, you sink into your knees. A couple more feet after that, you're up to like your lower belly.
So this was your bright idea to come out here, wasn't it, Egghead?
No, I do believe you were the one who, quite a few days ago, said, "I know a way."
They're blaming each other, Chad. I don't think they're gonna survive this.
The whole adventure is us killing each other on this island.
Apparently.
And Anastasia's just walking away from the whole thing going,
All right,
idiots.
I'm gonna start swimming. Screw it.
All right, go ahead and let's see, swimming.
Weird ass people are no friends of mine.
Huh? Let's see what we got here. Skills. So,
I believe that'd be athletics.
yeah, we're gonna go with athletics. Trying to make me an athletics check, my friend. Okay. So you take off swimming. And it's not really swimming, more like treading mud. Because after about halfway there, you're treading mud. Like your feet can't really feel the bottom, and you're like, it's like swimming through mud and quicksand, and you're about up to your neck already.
He's just gonna kind of keep finding his way through the muck and kind of look back over his shoulder. What are you doing? Are you gonna stay there or what?
I will say this: you do manage to make it to the trees, though. It's just you notice not very far from that island. Like it's a struggle, especially for you. Even for you, given the fact that you are a witcher and you're stronger than these other two louts.
I'll remember that.
So Egil's watching that, and he saw Jason get to the other side. He's looking at the swamp, and he just kind of groans. It's like, "Very well, I will be coming." And he starts trying to wade his way across as well. And he's upset because his clothes, they're quite fancy, they're a little colorful, and they're not going to make it out of this very clean.
All right, go ahead and make an athletics check for everybody.
Okay. Let's see. Athletics. 8. Okay, I rolled a nat 1.
So you fumbled by a 9. Okay, so we're about to explore one of the mechanics of the game. All right.
I really hope you're not counting on me saving your ass.
Okay. So fumbles, like anything, nat ones are bad in any TTRPG. For those of you who don't know, in the Witcher TRPG, as it goes off the interlock system, your critical success would be a nat 10. But so you, my friend Egil, you don't fare so well as your companion Jason. By the time you're up to your neck, you're struggle bussing. Like you're about the mud soup is about to here. You're treading water or mud, and you feel yourself sinking.
About how far out is he?
He's about 15 feet away from the island, the edge of the island. Yep. Yeah, Grimwolfen looks like he's the first to die.
In the first 10 minutes, we're already down one. I'll see you guys next time.
Don't call me.
I just envision Anastasia literally sitting on this little island, just watching this. Like,
I mean, she would have seen Jason struggling, even though he got to the other side. I mean, and then seeing what's happened with Egil, and she's just like, "There's no way in hell I would be able to get over there."
Yeah, I'd say like as he like gets snagged on something, he goes up. I do believe that this is far more dangerous than you have may let on, Jason.
Are you gonna try? So, Egil, are you going to try and make it back to shore from where you're at?
Uh, am I able to move?
You can
Still?
still move. It's just you feel the weight of the swamp mud and stuff kind of starting to weigh you down. And you are starting to sink.
Okay. Yeah. He'll start trying to move.
All right, go ahead and make me another athletics check
Surely I can't roll a second
at a
one.
-3.
-3. Okay. That is a 14.
Okay, so you barely managed to make it back to I wouldn't say solid ground, but as you decide, hey, I'm done with this. I'm going back to the island, and you start making your way back. You start to sink, and you feel your energy and your strength flagging. But just before you're about to go under completely, your the tip of your boot toe, the toe tip of your boot, managed to find solid ground, and you kind of like tug yourself until you kind of feel solid ground beneath your boots. And at this
And
point, you can actually walk yourself back.
okay, and he's back at where
Anastasia is, yes.
Anastasia is. Yeah. Okay. All right. So he comes wading back through, kind of like brushing some of the muck off him.
Oh yeah, you're covered in muck. For
Yeah.
anybody who's ever been in a swampy area and had to go into that water, yep, that's exactly what you're the whole way.
Anastasia will actually move over to assist him as he gets closer, seeing how tired he is.
And he's kind of panting. He's like, thank you. I do believe my earlier assessment of trying to cross was correct.
Yeah. Except something tells me if he succeeds in getting that wood, we're stranded here. So, we might want to come up with another way. Because he does not seem too keen on assisting us.
Wow. Damn. Throw the guy underneath the bus. Jason, yeah, you watch all this happen again. You make it to the copse of trees. You're covered in muck and mud just like he is, but you do manage to make it there. And you're the only one. And you see him go back, so you get the feeling he's probably not going to make that try again. So now that you're here, based on your equipment, you now have to figure out how you're going to cut some of these trees down, or
I'm not cutting
some of
the
the
trees down.
some of the branches off, and get them back to the island so you can start crafting your raft.
Well, these are on another island, right?
Sort of.
Okay.
There is basically where you're at now. You're standing in muck up until just below your knees, and the trees are also kind of planted in that area.
Jason is literally just kind of there, looking at the trees. He looks back over at these two. It's like, Christ.
Okay.
I gotta save these two now.
Okay. So is that all you're doing? You're just kind of standing there looking none.
Yeah, I agree, Grimovan. They just live there now. I'm gonna. I mean, I don't have an axe. I guess I guess I can use one of my swords to try and that's ridiculous. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard of. But I will use one of my swords and take a look at these branches.
Okay.
I'm gonna yell back over at them.
Okay.
If one of you two have some rope.
I do.
Fucking idiot.
What?
All right, tie the rope around each other and come on.
I believe we will wait for your return.
You'll be waiting a long time then.
I don't think it's. I think it's more along the lines of he can't get the trees back over here once he's done because he has to swim back.
Aha! I have an answer for that. See, I have. He pulls out of his bag a grappling hook. I have a grappling hook. All he has to do is toss the branches and logs over this way. I throw the grappling hook out and reel them in. Simple, no?
How far is it to this other island?
About 20 meters, so that is about 60 feet.
Exactly how much rope I have.
So could you not throw the grappling hook and potentially let us use it as a way to get over there to assist him, and then we could just build the boat over there? And would also make it harder for the Nilfgaardians to come towards us should they show up.
Do you really think they're coming into the swamp?
Stick it outside the box. Love it.
I mean, you never know.
Are you guys yelling this across the way? Because
Yes.
you are like 60 feet away from each other.
We 100%.
Well,
Yeah.
What she said was just to Egghill.
Egghead.
Okay.
Well,
It's
the-
egghead now. That's
the 20
canon.
Grab the
20
witcher
meters
pulling back.
is like from the edge of each island. So I don't think we'd be able to. We'd have to go out some ways in order to get the grappling hook to something on Jason's island to like
But-
catch.
We could still go out enough that we weren't like sinking up to our necks yet.
That is
Possibly.
true, probably. Right? Does that sound right, Rob?
Yeah. You guys, at least based on what you know of the area immediately around the island, it doesn't automatically go straight down. You're not up to your neck. It's about 5-ish feet after that where you start to kind of go past your knees, kind of get up to your waist.
Okay. All right, so then we'll do just that. Egil will affix the grappling hook to his rope and walk out some ways into the muck till he's about, say, knee deep,
Okay.
and start swinging it and then throw it over.
Okay.
All
So
right.
you-
Now
you-
tie the other end around yourself.
Yeah. So you manage to toss the grapnel across the intervening distance, and it hooks on kind of a rock sticking up out of the muck, and it holds fast. It's kind of like wedged between two rocks, so it's pretty solid. You give a good tug, and it sticks.
All right, and he ties the other end of the rope to himself and looks over to Anastasia and is like, "You might have to hold on tight."
This is going to be a load of fun in my new shoes. Fine.
Trust me, I feel your pain.
You could always give her a piggyback ride.
She huffs, but she'll move over so that they can go across.
I'm just gonna take a seat, lean up against a tree, and watch the show.
Meanwhile, Jason's just popping a squat, chilling. Okay. Give me an athletics roll, Senor Egil.
Okay. Do I get a bonus for having the grappling hook as a line?
I would have given you one, but considering you're pulling Anastasia with you, it equals out.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, she'd help if she could.
Huh? Okay.
Okay, so the question is is Anastasia just hanging on to him, or is she gonna grab the rope as well and kind of pull herself?
I think it's kind of a mix. Like she's gonna stay near him, but kind of help him with pulling them.
Across.
Yeah, like almost
Okay.
like they could trade off. Like he hangs on to her, she pulls for a little bit, vice versa, so they don't like wear themselves out.
I'll give you a +2 to that.
Okay. Do you want me to re-roll or just add it to what I just rolled?
Let me see. 1 second. You could just add it to what you just rolled. That's fine. So yeah, you guys actually managed to make it across in pretty short order. You are both covered in mud and muck and just disgustingness. Pretty sure you're both pretty sure you have some worms and stuff in your boots, along with water.
See, that wasn't so bad now, was it?
Speak for yourself. I need a hot bath after this mess.
So as you cross the intervening distance, you are now in these copse of trees. Go ahead and roll an awareness check, please.
25.
Okay.
I got a 20.
I got a nat
Alright.
1!
Oh boy.
Egg, I got a nat 10 too.
Yep.
Jeez.
For a total of 20.
Yeah. Yeah, you did. Well played. All right, so you got a nat 10, and you, my dear, got yourself a 25. All right, so you both notice that seemingly out of the swamp itself, walk these three. Egil, you especially notice them. You kind of notice them a split second before Anastasia, and you, Egil, know them as the Scoia'tael, the kind of resistance of the Elven nation, so to speak. You didn't really know that they were in the area, so you are a bit surprised to see them. Anastasia, you, based on your travels, you kind of know or have a good idea of who they are. Jason, you see nothing. You're busy just trying to be smug and relaxing. I'm going to give the both of you, Egil and Anastasia, you have one action to react however you want.
Okay. And before I react, I mean, Egil as an elf would probably know it. Okay, would probably know something of this group. How are their feelings about humans, considering he is currently traveling with two of them?
Oh, you know very well that their humans are no friend of theirs, and they are no friends of humans.
Like attack on sight type, or just
not necessarily not that bad, but you can tell, especially as they notice that they see both Jason and Anastasia. You can see kind of the looks on their face kind of tighten, their brows are furrowed. They don't look too pleased to see a pair of humans in the swamps at this point.
So do I notice these two acting funny, or well, probably not, because they're funny looking anyway. But
you can make an awareness check for that. I'll give you that if you want to. Or let's actually hold on. Let's see what let's stop using awareness. Let's see what else other skills we have. I don't notice. Let's see. Business store and streetwise. Human perception. We'll go with a human perception, actually.
A human perception. Now I have to perceive humans. How fantastic.
Witchers are known for their empathy, right?
Yeah, that's why mine's a 1, if you have a guess. Yeah, that's a okay.
Yeah, you don't really notice anything.
No fucks are given by me. It's just
he rolled a 3,
man.
by the way. Like, the total roll was a 3.
Yep.
So, Egil, upon seeing these guys, he's gonna like kind of wave his arms to them and call out like a greeting in the Elven language.
Okay. And their eyes kind of turn to you, and you see the kind of the edge diminish just a hair, and they kind of nod in greeting, and they give the same greeting back before their eyes go back to Anastasia and Jason. Anastasia, again, you have an action that you can take as well.
Uh,
What are you going to do based on
she's
the?
she's just gonna kind of hold her hands up. She's like, I want
Hmm.
no qualms. We just want to get out of here. Uh,
So they
nope.
kind of they give you kind of a last look before their eyes turn back to Egil. And they're like, travelers, what brings you to the banks of the Pontar? And they kind of they one of the lead archer motions to the area around them that these swamps are not safe for travelers, even a group such as yourself, especially not in the state you look to be. And they look to be talking to Egil. Anastasia, you get the distinct feeling that they have just ignored the fuck out of you.
She is
You
quite content with that. She is just gonna
you
observe.
may as well be a lump on a log, basically.
Who are you
She
talking to, Egghead?
Do, do you not see? Look over there. Elves. This
Oh,
particular group, I should warn you,
great.
not very fond of your kind. So be very polite, and I may be able to help you to get out of here.
Yeah. Hey, no worries. I can be polite. I'm nothing but politeness.
Anastasia just looks at him and goes, right.
Indeed. And he goes to back to answer the elves. It's like, we are, as you might say, refugees from a Nilfgaardian attack down south.
We
Uh,
know of the Nilfgaardian attack on Vizima. Um, I'm surprised anyone walked away from that.
Yes,
What are you doing
they
this far north?
were escaping their pursuits. Well, he kind of looks around, attempting to.
You won't be able to cross the Pontara this way. And they look between each other, and they seem to be speaking in hushed tones for a moment. And then they look back at you, Agil, and they look at Anastasia, and they look at Jason. Their eyes kind of linger on Jason, kind of noting who and what he is. Um,
I'll just smile.
and they don't seem like too overly like nonplussed. But they do, again, their eyes kind of linger on Jason. For those of you who don't know, Jason is the only Witcher in the group, and they do stand out like sore thumbs.
And
Unfortunately,
winters are not well liked.
uh, yeah, they're not. They're really not. They're not well received by most people. So they kind of turn to you and like, so you seek to cross the Pontar into Redania, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah, the quicker we can do that, the better.
Well, me and the rest of the my commando, we have a ferry that could potentially get you across quickly. However, it will not come freely.
What is the cost?
Of course not.
Mm. And as you say that, Jason, they kind of look at you. You, of all people, should know how things always have a price, Witcher. And as for the price, well, whatever coin you can spare. And if anyone of you has any crafting abilities, any artisan abilities, or if you're halfway decent with the hammer, we could use some help fixing something at our village.
Jason's gonna slap Egghead on the shoulder and be like, "Yep, our man here can help you out."
Egil's like, he kind of says something like, I'm somewhat proficient, but I would not call myself anything of an expert. But
But you do understand that the expert is the person that's the most knowledgeable in the room, right? Right now, that's
Now-
you.
He
So
looks between
you
the
are
two.
our expert.
I suppose you are right.
And they kind of look at you, Egil, and they look very, very skeptical. Like
Yeah, I looked at him
these
that way
two for
too.
sure would not know how to fix what we need fixed, and you barely much so. I doubt that either of you could actually fix it.
Anastasia
If
just
you
kind of looks
cannot
at me.
help us fix the gate, then coin is your only option.
What?
Well, I do not see the harm in it, at least letting me see what it is. You see, I come from a family of artisans, and while I have not fully followed the craft myself, I have picked some things up over the years.
As you say that, Egil, they're kind of giving you very skeptical looks, and you get the feeling. Actually, go ahead and roll human perception for me, all three of you.
I got a 17.
25.
God damn.
Wowee.
An
8.
Um,
I'm very perceptive when it
Anastasia,
comes to humans.
apparently. Anastasia, Egil, you both get the distinct feeling that they're probably about to just cut their losses and leave.
Anastasia will pipe up about that point and be like, I can offer about 75 crowns. That's about the max I can offer without putting myself in a bind of not being able to eat when we finally get where we can.
And the lead archer kind of stops and looks between the three of you. And the rest of you?
I'm going to use my intimidation skill on these.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Look, you help us, and we'll get out of your hair. You don't help us, that could be very bad for you.
Egil's immediately like,
Go ahead and
my
roll.
friend, you joke so well.
Go ahead and roll intimidation, Jason.
18.
18. Okay. Oh boy.
Best hurry up and make your decision. I'm getting hungry.
Stand by. You see them pause for a moment as they regard you, and again that kind of hard look comes back into their eyes, and all three of them actually have an arrow pulled and semi knocked to their bowstrings before you guys can really react. They don't say much, but the implication is very clear. They did not like that threat.
Egil like takes a step away, arms up. It's like, I will have you know that we are mere traveling acquaintances. We are by no means anything like friends. I would still very much appreciate the help and will contribute coin.
But weren't you just calling me your friend? Not 20 minutes ago, I was your friend.
But you'd corrected me and said acquaintance. That was a bridge. Yourself.
I'm going to edge closer to these guys while he's talking to me.
Anastasia just kind of shakes her head and she's like, I offered coin. I don't know about these two.
Okay.
I just went out of here.
All right, stand by. Let's see. So you're edging closer to them, and I'm assuming you're not really trying to hide what you're trying to do.
No, I'm not trying to make it obvious that I'm edging closer to them. I'm going to engage with Egghead here and kind of step towards them as I'm talking to Egil.
Oh boy. Yeah. Their bows come up, and they're pretty much all trained on you, Jason. Um,
Whoa,
they also put
whoa.
some distance more distance between the group, the two groups, and they're like, enough. We've offered you our terms. Take it or leave it. If you can help us with the gate, then fine. If not,
I told you,
then
my compatriot here can help you with your gate. Can't you, Egghead?
I will do the best of my humble abilities.
He's pretty modest.
The paragon of modesty.
go ahead and make a, let's see, persuasion.
Me?
Yeah, go ahead and make a persuasion.
Can I make a charisma check instead?
You
I-
can.
Okay. I'd have to look at the
He's gonna smile and wink at him.
Oh, maybe. I got an 18, a smile and a wink indeed.
Okay. All right. Stand by. All right. So that is that. For some reason, that smile and wink. I don't know. There's something. You just got something about you. It's in the eyes. I mean,
Je ne sais
their
quoi.
bows kind of lower a bit. The tension leaves the string somewhat, and they seem to be amenable to what you've got to say.
You there?
Matt.
So,
Okay, he's thinking.
yeah, sorry. It's like, so, should you help us, I will attend to your gates to the best of my abilities.
And your friend there, they pointed out Anastasia, has already offered up 75 crowns. What of the rest of you?
The rest of us? How many do you see here? We're a package.
They pointedly ignore the fuck out of you, Greg. they don't even spare you a glance other than to make sure that you're not moving closer to them.
It's like, I'm afraid my pockets are not so heavy. I would say about 20 crowns is all I can offer, but I will be offering my services to make up for the rest. And he then looks over to Jason's like, I need to remind you, politeness.
I'm being polite.
You are not.
I haven't killed anybody yet.
And
There's a lot
at
more
that,
to
you see them
this.
kind of tense up a little bit.
They have very good hearing.
I see that. Come on, let's go fix this gate so we can get on our way.
And the lead archer holds up a hand. He's like, the crowns first. 95 crowns will do.
She'll hand over the 75.
Egil hands over 20. And as he does so, he kind of mutters over to Jason, like, next time, you are the one paying.
So they take the bag of the pouch of 95 crowns, and you see him kind of heft it in his hand before handing it over to a companion. And they look to each of you, and they're like, come, we'll take you to our camp.
And Jason mumbles, that's what you think.
All right. So after about a few minutes trek through the swamp and bramble, you come out into a small clearing on the banks of the Pontar. Most of the clearing is surrounded by kind of a crude-looking wooden wall made of stripped tree trunks and sharpened stakes bound together with rope. Wall's about 8 meters high, and you can kind of over the top of it. You can see a bunch of like painted elven faces. They don't look too pleased to see you guys, but considering you're traveling with the three Scoia'tael scouts, they don't immediately open fire and shoot you down. But the archers lead you kind of around the gate to on the opposite side of the water's edge, and you notice while it's been propped up, it's easy to see that the gates are heavily damaged, like they kind of charred and cracked, like maybe a fire or something might have happened. And as you cross the threshold of the camp, you kind of you see just the state of some of the folks
Jason,
there.
Jason looks over at that charred and cracked and burnt gate and kind of
Mm.
elbows Egghead a little bit. Maybe you ought to tell these guys to be nice. They pissed somebody off.
Well, but you notice that the eyes staring back at you are a bit bedraggled. All of them are elves, obviously, and they're all carrying strung bows, and pretty much all of them have arrows knocked to the strings, and they are all eyes are on you.
So Egil is looking at the gate. Obviously, it's very damaged, and it's gonna look to the guide and ask, "It's like, I do hope you have lumber to use to replace the damaged parts, or do you not have much?"
We have some supplies. Go ahead and make an awareness check, actually, because they're walking with you through the camp. You see a bunch of other Scoia'tael and yeah, go ahead and make me an awareness check.
All right. I've got a 17.
Okay, 17.
You want all of us or just him?
No, all of you, yeah.
20.
Okay.
17.
All right. So Egil and Jason, you see that one wall of the fortifications. You can pretty much spot a row of spikes that at the top of them have skulls clad in various armored helmets. Kind of a grisly affectation, but yeah, you get the sense that most of those skulls, if not all of them, are human. And you, Anastasia, you catch the glimpse of the inside of a tent as you're walking through this kind of makeshift camp, and you spot about 3 wounded Scoia'tael, and to your trained eye, you can tell that the injuries are severe enough that they probably won't last the night.
She'll look over and she's like, "May I ask what happened?"
The lead archer kind of looks at you and looks around at his companions. Let's just say the humans are finally reaping what they sow.
She'll kind of nod slightly.
So at this point, the elves are kind of leading you through the camp, and you're starting to see from where you're at the kind of the other side of the encampment. You see kind of the water's edge, and starting to see what looks like a ferry. Um, all right. Hold on. There we go. Yep, you start to see a ferry, and you see the three archers that are walking you towards the other side of the encampment. You see a group of Scoia'tael um, messing with a really long chain that you see connected to a ferry that's traveled out across the water. Um, and one particularly looking imposing elf female kind of turns to you, and she doesn't seem very pleased to see you guys. Um, but go ahead, let me see. So which one of you has the highest empathy or leadership?
Let's see. My empathy is an 8, but I don't have anything in leadership, so I'd just be rolling with the base 8.
I have a 7 in empathy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not winning the empathy match or
Yeah,
leadership.
nothing in leadership.
Okay, so she actually holds up a hand to the lead archer, and she looks over at you, O'Gill. Who are you, and what are you doing in my camp? I have little time for banter and very little patience for liars. Um, you kind of you again you see this. I mean, this woman has a very hard look on her face. Um, she is young, but just because she looks young, does you get the sense that it would be a very unwise decision on your part to underestimate her despite her age. Um, let's see. You see her holding an elven messer, very very lethal looking weapon, and she has a longbow strapped to her back.
Uh, Egil gives her a respectful elven greeting. He says, "My name is Egil, and these are my two companions, the fair Anastasia and Jason. We've come as refugees, essentially, from the Nilfgaardian invasion down south, and we were on our way to the north. And we came across your patrol bear, who very graciously offered to help us in return for some services, which include seeing if we can't do something about that damaged gate of yours."
Was that so? So she actually looks at you as you say that, and she motions. So you see another trio of archers kind of turn to you, and again their arrows are already knocked. They're not pointed at you, but you get the sense that could change very quickly. And she motions to the leader of the trio of archers that found you guys, and she kind of he walks over to her, and they seem to be having a hushed conversation. And she about a minute or two goes by, and she comes back, and she's looking at the lot of you, and she's like, "Okay, well, eh, how do I know you're not Nilfgaardian spies?"
We were just running from them. We're covered in filth because we tried to escape.
And as you say that, Anastasia, she gives you this like really kind of look. It's because it would be so hard to roll around in the mud and try to disguise yourself as a refugee fleeing their persecution as a spy.
Yeah. You found me out. I'm a Melfguardian spy because, those people just love my kind so much.
She actually looks at this point. She actually looks at you, Jason, and she kind of gives a slight nod of her head. You're kind of welcome in very few places, Witcher. Though I know some of your orders do work as assassins, I'd wager a bet that you're unlikely to be working with Nilfgaard.
Win that bet.
But that leaves the other two. She looks from Egil to Anastasia.
I mean, at the end of the day, you're gonna pick and decide whether you believe me or not. You don't care for humans, so does it really matter whether I say if I'm not Nilfgaard, or even if I can provide proof, which
Go
there's
ahead
no
and
true
roll
way.
me a persuasion check based on what you're saying.
Persuasion sucks for me. $22 nat 10. Fuck.
Ooh.
Right. So as you say that, like she kind of she pauses for a moment, just staring at you, Anastasia, and she's like she kind of nods to herself for a moment, and she motions to those under her command, and you see the bows kind of relax even more, and the arrows are returned to quivers, and you get the sense that she's made her decision. Um,
Anastasia will offer a bound. She's like, if nothing else, I can offer a bit of magic. I do have some skill with earthen magic to be able to help with your defenses, maybe?
First, let's worry about the gate, and then we can worry about that.
But before that, and I do hope this is okay, might we take a moment to clean ourselves? He kind of looks down at himself and his two compatriots, quite filthy.
So she nods. She motions to a couple of tents off to the side. It's like you may clean up, and if you have any spare clothes, you may change in there.
Wonderful. Thank you. And Egil immediately goes off for that tent.
Okay. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry, didn't mean to yawn. What about the other two?
Anastasia's gonna go get cleaned up, though doesn't really have anything in the way of spare clothing, I don't think.
And Jason?
I'm just waiting.
You don't
Not
care.
gonna- Why bother cleaning up? We're still in the middle of the swamp.
Yeah, good point.
I-
This is a man who
Whatever.
gives no fucks. All right. So as the two of you come back, you see a pair of Scoia'tael kind of waiting outside the tent to kind of take you, Egil, to the gate, and they take you back to the gate that you kind of came in through. That was all charred and jacked up. And they actually do hand you a kind of some tools. You get a saw, a hammer, and a couple of other things, nails, a couple of things, planks of wood and stuff like that.
All right. And the person who's handing him the tools, is it their own local handyman or something?
Say that one more time.
The person that handed Egil the tools and whatnot, was that their local handyman?
No, nope. It was one of the archers.
Oh, okay.
But they kind of after they handed you off the tools and stuff like that. By the way, are Jason and Anastasia, are you going with Egil to help him with this, or are you guys just kind of letting him do something?
Anastasia will help where she can with it.
Okay. And Egil and Jason?
Jason's gonna. He was gonna go help, but since the two of them are gonna tackle it, I'll follow along and watch their back.
Okay.
I trust these people about as much as they trust me, so.
Yeah. So, Egil, since it seems like you're the one primarily who's going to be doing the fixing, go ahead and make me a. Let me see real quick. Let's see. Do.
I guess that's like a basic crafting check.
One second. I'm looking through the skills. Yeah. So for those who guys who don't know, there are a lot of skills in this game.
Yeah, I think they're like
Incredible
about
skills.
50 overall. But there is a crafting.
So yeah,
skill, and I think
do it just a basic crafting check. Yeah.
Okay, and I'll let you guys know I have 0 in this skill, so it's all my stat, which is a decent 8, but not specialized in this area. So let's see what I get.
Okay.
16. Okay, yeah,
Solid,
okay.
solid 16. All right, I like it. So you notice that that kind of the gate has 3 kind of major problems. The hinge on the left door is bent and kind of like beaten out of shape. The right door is kind of split all the way down, and that needs to be kind of shored up and kind of in some fashion. And the fire that you guys saw seems to have weakened kind of the left door. And kind of needs to be repaired in some fashion. So handling the hinge, how do you want to do that first? We'll kind of go down the line a little bit.
Handling the hinge. Repeat to me real quick, like what the issue with that.
So the hinge on the left door basically has been bent and battered out of shape.
Okay, so that either means hammering it back into place or replacing the part entirely. Does it look like it could be beaten back into shape?
It looks salvageable. Yeah, with the roll that you've got, it looks salvageable.
Okay. He'll try to beat that hinge back into shape before deciding whether or not the part needs to be replaced entirely.
Okay, so based on that kind of observation and going with your gut feel, I'm gonna give you a +2 to this crafting check.
Okay. +2. That is, oh my goodness, a nat fucking 1.
Oof.
I don't think. I think this one needs to be replaced, folks. Nothing I can do to salvage this piece.
If it didn't before, it does now.
Pretty much, yeah. So as you're beating on this thing and you're trying to kind of hammer it back into place, you notice it's definitely not going the way you expected. It's actually looking worse after you're done. And the Scoia'tael with you are kind of watching this, and they, as again, we'll say like about a minute goes by. They're looking at the work that you're doing, and even their kind of layman's eyes are like turning to you with skepticism. Like, I thought you could fix this.
Egil kind of like steps back, wipes his brow, and is like, You see, the problem is this part must have been made from very inferior metal, impure in the forging process.
Go ahead, make me a persuasion check.
I would like to make a deceit check.
Okay, go ahead, make a deceit check, because you
I'm not trying to persuade them.
Pulling that right out of your ass.
That is a 21, baby.
21. Okay. 1 second.
Jason's gonna watch this situation and give Egil a little bit of a very slightly impressed look.
So they actually look at you, and they they seem to have bought the bullshit. They seem to have bought the bullshit because they don't really say much other than they kind of shrug and they're like, we'll have to get someone to replace that then. And they motion to the pair of doors. Like, can you do anything with this split here and then the burn mark on the left door here?
Like he breathes an internal sigh of relief that they bought it, but kind of keeps a straight face. And he goes over the door and looks at it. It's like, well,
and it's been split down the middle essentially.
Yeah. So the first idea that runs through his head is perhaps like reinforcing the door.
Okay.
That's the first thought that comes across his mind, because I feel like otherwise you have to replace the door entirely.
And do you share this particular idea with everyone else, or do you keep it to yourself?
Yeah, he says so. It's like, I believe it might be wise to first attempt reinforcing the door with other materials before deciding whether or not it should be replaced in its entirety.
Okay. One of them actually, he motions to some of the tools that you were given, and amongst them is a crossbow. Not a crossbow, a crossbar, like a crossbar. And he points out, what'd that do?
A crossbar. Let me Google that real quick. What is that?
You don't know what a crossbar is?
I do not. Oh, okay, I see. Like a metal.
Now you do.
Crossbar.
Yeah.
Okay. He looks at that and is like, that could perhaps do the trick.
Okay. So are Anastasia, you and Egil, Jason, are you guys just standing there, looking pretty?
No, she was there trying to assist where she could.
Okay.
I'm going to take advantage of the opportunity to just kind of look around at this this encampment. Is it like a village? What is this?
You get the sense that this used to be a village, like a human village, kind of built up around the ferry. Again, the hedge on the spike wall kind of lead you to believe that the Scoia'tael aren't the original owners of this village.
Oh. So we're helping the monsters.
So, maybe.
How many of these things are there, by the way? We've been hanging out here long enough.
How many of what? Scoia'tael?
Scoia'tael, yeah.
Within the encampment, you know 6. You've seen 6 plus the commander Ciara, who was the lady you were speaking with. You see a couple of other, so that's 7 so far. You see a couple of other Scoia'tael wandering around. All of them are armed. You see some are at the gate, actually, kind of watching over the palisade walls. For any guys coming up, they're definitely more than you guys can handle. You get that sense.
Okay.
You get the sense that if this came down to a fight, that the numbers are definitely not in your favor.
All right, I'm just gonna keep watching.
Okay. So going back to Egil, it seems like you want to use the crossbar to try and shore up the split door, correct?
Yep, that's the idea.
All right, go ahead and make me a physique check.
Physique. Okay. Yep.
Can Anastasia assist him with putting it up?
Oh my goodness, another
Sure.
one.
Sure. Go ahead, Anastasia.
Oh, we don't have the big strong Witcher help with this part.
I mean, you can call him over.
Yeah, Egil is like,
okay.
Try a little bit, and then he'll immediately go, Jason, would you be a dear and help out over here?
What, you can't handle it? Come on, I just
I
want to
was
hear.
just,
I just want to hear you say it. Just
what
say
better
it.
time
Just don't.
to show
Just
what
say
a
it.
strong man you are?
Just say you can't handle it.
Prove yourself to these fine folk here.
Oh, would you please just tell him so he'll get over here and help?
And Rosers, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated.
What was that? I didn't hear you.
I was just saying that a man of your caliber should be able to show what he is made of, no?
That's
And
because
that would very
you
much
can't
like
handle it, right?
Just say it so we can get on with this.
I am having some difficulty, yes, and I would very much appreciate a man of your caliber to help.
That means that you need my help.
Yes, Jason, we need your help. Please come help. And she's like literally starting to sweat as she's trying to help him with this.
So Jason will move up and do the work that the elf can't do.
You'd think the Witcher would be a little nicer to the elf, considering they're both outcasts, but apparently not. So yeah, Jason, you walk right up to that thing, and you manage to kind of pry to push the kind of the door back into kind of one piece. The two halves are still split, but they seem to kind of be
So
tentatively rejoined.
Jason pushes the two pieces back together. Gets them kind of squared up a little bit. Takes a deep breath and he turns around and slams Egghead on the shoulder. It's like, there you go, little buddy.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you for your assistance, Jason.
Now I'm gonna need you, Egil, to make a crafting check now.
Okay,
See
surely I
about
can't roll
about
any
setting
more
that
down
crossbar.
ones.
Don't speak too soon, my friend.
Do I get any bonuses for the help of the other two?
I'm gonna say yeah. You get a +1 for each one.
Okay. That is a 18.
Okay, yeah. So based on the help that you've gotten, you actually managed to set the crossbar across the two pieces to reinforce it quite a bit more.
I just want to throw some quick shade on the way this is presented in Roll20. The rolls show up as black text on a dark purple background. So when it shows up, I'm like, what is that?
It is not. It isn't very user friendly there.
Up my
UX.
brightness.
The UX definitely needs some wake. Okay. Now the last piece. The last piece is basically the left door, and it has like the scorch marks from the flames. So how are you going to want to go about going and reinforcing this and fixing this particular issue?
Something that's already been burnt. I feel like you can't really fix that. I feel like the only solution would be like, I guess, like replace the pieces that are burnt. Like is this like made of like logs or planks or whatever?
Say planks.
Planks. Okay, so I guess at that point we'd have to replace those specific planks that are burnt.
Okay.
So Jason's gonna move up by Anastasia. Just kind of lightly whisper to her, you know, about 400 crowns of bounty here.
Oh boy.
She's gonna kind of side eye him and just shake her head.
Man's looking to make some extra coin.
She's gonna be like, no, I'm not dying for a bounty. No.
Said anything about
She's saying
dying?
this. She just looks at him and is like, no. Again, no.
Okay. So you're not going with the trying to murder your way out.
No.
Okay. Did you say this loud enough for?
No, I just whispering it so she could hear me. That was it.
Okay, it was only her. Okay.
Nice and low.
Okay. Go ahead and make me one more crafting check. Anyone who's going to be helping Egil, but Egil for sure.
Should I wait until they do theirs, see if I get any bonuses, or should we just all roll separately?
I'll allow you to get a bonus based off of what they roll.
Okay.
Well, I'm not helping him, so.
If you're rolling.
Okay.
You don't want me helping you, trust me, because if I roll, you're probably gonna get a negative. So.
Yeah, you have no bonuses.
Okay. That is a 12. How does luck work in this one? Is it the same as like Cyberpunk, where it's like kind of like a 1-to-1 bit?
That is a good question.
'Cause-
I'm gonna say yes for the sake of expediency. But if that's not the case, oh well, I'm the DM. I make the rules.
Okay, so if that's the case, then a 12 isn't great. I feel like I'd need to use 4 on that, turn to a 16. So that's what I'll do.
Okay. Go ahead and burn the 4 luck, and that bumps you up to a 16. And you do manage to replace the majority of the scorched and burnt planks with some fresh ones that are found around the village. You do have to pull them off of some buildings, but you managed to get it done. So while you didn't get all the pieces to the gate repaired, you got 2 out of 3, which is not bad. So it's not fully fixed, but
That's what Meatloaf says.
yep, not very bad, baby. Wasn't that one of the name of a song?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And with that, we're going to take a short break.
So far we've managed to fix a gate and not drowned.
And not piss off the locals.
Yet.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to try
Leave it to Jason. But we'll get there.
So we're gonna take a short, we'll say 10-minute break real quick, so everybody can kind of get up, stretch their legs, maybe get something to drink.
Sounds like a plan.
Then we will be back.
All right. Be back in about 10 minutes, folks. Thank you very much for being here. Please do hang out. Go grab yourself something to drink, something to eat. We'll be right back with the conclusion of our Witcher one-shot, where one way or the other, we're gonna fight some shit. I'm telling you. Jason's getting bored, man. Gotta do something.
Jason wants to work.
He will join his people against the evil Witcher.
But yeah, guys, stick around. We have our link to our Discord in the chat, so go ahead and join that. That way you can talk to us directly and to all of the creators that we have on and the rest of the community. But do not go anywhere. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
All right. Back we are.
All right. Okay. Yes, we are back. Where were we? All right. So we kind of left off with you guys managing to mostly fix the gate. Not 100%, but mostly. Ugh. So now we come to the next phase. Okay. All right. So you again, you pay your dues. You pay the 95 gold, 95 gold, 95 crowns promised to Commander Ciara or Kiara, say Kiara. And you managed to mostly fix the game. So there, she's pleased. She after she's been informed of the work that you've done. She's looks at you, and again, she's mostly focused on Egil. She kind of leaves the other two, Jason and Anastasia. She pretty much ignores the two of you for the most part. I'm just like, you've done sufficient work. I'm pleased that our bargain has been met. We'll get the ferry ready for you to head across the river and into Rodania. So you see a bunch of the Scoia'tael start making the ferry ready for you guys to use to go across. It's a sizable ferry. It's about probably let's say a 15 by 30-foot barge, more or less. And common sense tells you this is probably used to move not only people but like probably horses and other materials and goods across the river. So it sufficiently holds the three of you easily. All right, so the Scoia'tael pull the ferry across, and the ferry comes trundling across the river and docks, and they allow you three to climb on. Are you guys gonna do anything before then, or are you just gonna head straight on there?
Just head straight on. It's
Good work, Egghead.
Thank you. I'm quite pleased with it myself. There's always satisfaction in a job well done. And Egil makes sure to kind of like give a farewell to the commander, and he gets on board the raft or ferry.
Yeah, Jason just walks on the raft.
Okay.
Or ferry, yeah, the ferry.
All right. So, as you guys trundle on to the ferry, the Scoia'tael begin to pull the ropes and levers and all the things that need to be done to start the ferry moving back across the river. Go ahead and as you're trundling along, everything seems kind of quiet. Go ahead and make me an awareness check. So.
I've gotten 11.
Okay.
17.
17. Okay.
27. Apparently, Anastasia's really freaking aware today.
Okay, so as things are trundling along, out Anastasia, you and Jason see these figures in the water. they seem to be clambering up the sides of the barge, kind of just sitting below the water line. They look. See if we can get a picture. Yeah, I'll send you a message, Greg. See, maybe you can pull up a picture to show the folks at home.
Sure.
Uh, but yeah, so you see these figures kind of in the water, and go ahead and roll me an initiative, por favor.
Okay, and remind me, how's initiative done in this? Oh, actually, never mind. I see a button right
Yeah, I
here
was
for
gonna say
initiative.
there's a button for that.
Okay. I got a 17.
All right, 17 for you. Okay.
Yeah, 1 second trying to figure out where it's at. There it is.
Yeah, it'll be on the right side.
Yeah. There we go.
All right, so you got a 10, 17. Okay. So we are gonna add you guys to the roll. All right. Let's see. So we got 10, 17. What about you, Egil? Oh, sorry, not Egil. Jason.
What am I rolling again?
Initiative.
Second. What do I roll for initiative?
If you go to your skills modifier tab, it'll be on the right side under the quick roll buttons.
Yep, hit the buttons.
Otherwise, I believe it's just a D10 plus your reflex.
It is.
Use that direction. 18.
Okay. So we got our initiative order. Okay, so despite you actually catching sight of these, they're drowners for those who are wondering, and Greg's gonna get a picture up on the screen for you guys shortly. But these, to give you kind of an idea of what they look like, they're kind of the cross between amphibious corpses, so to speak. They're called necrophages. Most people think they are corpses, but they're a little bit more than that, and we'll get to that shortly. But they about 3 of them actually jump clean from the water and land inside the barge with the 3 of you. And they're going to go foist. And they are going to attack. All right. Let's see. I believe it is dexterity. Okay, there's one. All right, so that's going to be against you, Egil. I'm coming for you, Foist.
Okay.
All right. Now this is our first time going into combat for with the Witcher system, so bear with us. Let's see. So in combat, to kind of give the audience an idea, you have a movement and you have an attack action. The players do anyway, and the creatures. And let's see, defensive actions, and you actually have a defensive action that you can take. So, are you going to take one of your defensive actions, which amounts to either a block, a dodge, or a reposition?
I'm gonna do a reposition because I believe that is in athletics.
Yep. So to reposition, basically it's a roll or a leap out of the way. You are going to have to roll.
Yeah, that's an athletics roll for reposition.
Yep.
All right, so let's see, reposition. A 23.
Okay. Da-da-da. The other one is going to try to take a swipe at you as well.
Ow, they don't like you.
He looks the weakest of all of them.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Because he's an egghead.
He is flimsy. Unfortunately, you can only take one defensive roll. Or one defensive action per turn, I believe. Let me double check. I believe, yes, there are one spore. Let's see. I believe so.
Let's see.
You can actually, yes, you can actually believe take it. No, that's on your turn actually.
I see a bit that says the extra action in defense, where it says you can spend 3 points of stamina to take one extra action at any point during your turn. Similarly, if you are forced to take more than one defensive action during a round, such as repositioning, blocking, etc., each action costs 1 stamina.
Okay, then yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
And you will subtract the stamina from your.
Okay, that
Okay,
one
so
is
you
a
managed to dodge that one. And the third one, join its compatriots trying to eat you. It's going to make another attack at a 13.
Okay. And that's a fumble.
Okay. They're going to bop you. This is going to hurt.
They want to have some egghead for dinner.
This is going to be 13 whole damage. Go ahead and roll me a D10, please.
Just a base D10.
This is for your hit location.
Okay. That is a 10.
Alright, so that is to the lower body. So you are going to take let's see, leave you about 7. You're going to take 7 damage to the left of the leg.
Okay, and my SP for my leg armor is 8. So does that mean the damage just stopped?
Yeah, doesn't go through.
All right.
I
Neat.
would imagine so. Again, that's how it usually works. Some of the stuff in this particular combat system is a little different than Cyberpunk. But I would imagine if it did not go through your SP, you are good to go, my friend. Now it is Jason's turn.
Jason's turn. And
Jason, Eggold, and Anastasia.
yes, and Jason is going to use. Hold on 1 second. I'm not feeling this whole So how many of these are? How many of them are on the boat with us?
3.
Man,
There are 3, and they're all kind of clustered around Eggle at this point.
kind of clustered around the egghead. Okay. Got it.
Oh, he keeps dodging the way he's dodging, and he might not be a cracked egg.
Might not be. Oops. Nope, nope. Not what I wanted to do. Hold on 1 second. Okay, and I am going to use... Alright, I'm actually going to use one of my signs. And...
Okay, so magical combat.
Yep, I'm going to use Qin.
Okay. Now, what does that do?
And I am going to put... Yeah, I'll put 3 stamina into it. So Qin creates a shield with 5 health points per point of stamina to protect me. If I fail against an attack or an effect which causes damage, the damage is first applied to the Qin shield.
Okay, so you have a 15
Point damage buff.
point damage buff. Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I am going to... I'm going to use Aird, which is an air attack.
At a -3.
Yep,
Um,
fine.
and you're gonna have to burn some stamina for that one.
Yep.
Okay.
And what that does is it shoots a wave of telekinetic force, staggering creatures with a 10% chance of those affected being knocked prone.
Okay.
And that's percentage rises by 10% for each point of stamina spent. So we're on a raft right now, right?
We are.
All right. So I'm going to use
I'll do this
F5.
by the numbers. You're gonna burn 3 extra stamina points for using your extra action.
And I'm going to burn an additional 5
So that's 8 total.
to increase the chance of knocking them off of the boat by 50%. 60%
50%.
actually. It'd be 60% total.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, go ahead and roll what you need to roll.
And I do believe, hold on just a second, that is... And...
With this, folks, sometimes these character sheets are finicky.
$17.
It says you fumbled. What?
No.
No.
Oh, I rolled a nat 1.
You rolled a nat 1 and you fumbled. On your fumble, you rolled a nat 10, so that's another fumble. So and the result is a -5.
Woo!
Jesus. Okay, let's go up to the magic portion of things. Because there are instances of fumbling.
I knocked myself off the boat.
Everyone get down!
Go ahead and
Launches
roll
into
me
the wall.
a D10, please.
A D10. Yeah. A 1.
Oh boy. Oh boy. So, So as you do this, basically you are going to take 8 damage to your health. straight to your health because I believe you used 8 total, right?
Yeah, I did.
This one.
I did. 8 damage.
Oh,
Okay.
wait a minute. What was the cost of the spell? Was there a stamina cost of the spell?
Well, I spent 5 points on it, so it'd be 5.
It's a 5, not 8. Yeah.
Right.
Because 3 came from your extra action. Okay, so yeah, it'd be 5. So go ahead and describe what this looks like, Jason. So you do manage to get your shield up.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that's not going to protect you from the backlash of your spell. But go ahead and describe what that's going to look like to us, because that's funny.
Okay, so my spell hits me. I mean, all right. So. All right. So Jason looks at these things, and for a moment, there's this sense of a shimmering around him, and then he points at these things and attempts to call forth wind to knock them off the boat, and somehow the wind basically swirls around him only, and literally picks him up off of the boat like a good 10 feet, almost like he's levitating, and you can just see the look on his face. It's like, oh shit, something's wrong. And then drops him hard back onto the boat.
Oof. Oh boy. This is not turning out so well.
That didn't work the way I wanted it to.
He says that from the ground. Anastasia, you're up.
How close is she to one of these things?
You're about 10 feet from the cluster that's kind of surrounding Eagle at this point.
Okay, she's gonna move towards it and then I guess try to smack it with her staff because it's about all she really has.
Okay. Alright. So you want to do a fast or a strong attack?
We'll do strong.
Okay. So I believe you hit that button right there and it should roll.
Oh no.
Fumbled by 4. My first nat 1 of the stream.
Hey, no, I've been rolling nat ones this whole time.
Okay.
So,
Now I'm trying to read this. Let's see, skill. So it looks like the location of this attack is, hold on.
Torso.
Yeah, that was a 4. Yeah, it was the torso. So I'm gonna say you do manage to hit this thing, and you do about half damage to it.
Okay.
You go ahead and describe that, but you essentially hear a loud thwack as your staff kind of slams into this thing's side.
So she's going to. She would have pulled her staff at this point, and just swings it hard towards its torso. And of course, it jars her a bit when it connects, but yeah.
Egil, you're being swarmed and ganged up on by these disgusting drowners. What are you gonna do? And I apologize, I did skip your turn. Actually, you were next, not Anastasia. But whatever, you're fine. You'll live.
that's fine. And because my defensive actions were repositioned, does that mean I could have gotten like a little bit of distance from him, so I'm not like actively surrounded by him?
You've gotten like about 5 feet from him.
All right, wormed his way out, and
Slippery snake.
Exactly. Eagle's gonna pull out his short bow and take a shot at the closest guy.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, and I believe if within half a meter or physically, say, what do you say, 5 feet? So a little more than half a meter. So I'm not point blank, but I'm close.
Yeah, you're close. You're close.
Okay.
Okay.
So, and I'm gonna go for I guess a single strike. Actually, let's see. What was the strong strike? What was that, like -3?
-3 and it doubles damage.
I'll go for the strong strike. Why not? What could
Risk
what
it
could
for
go
the
wrong?
biscuit, baby.
We listen. After the other 2 rounds, we need something good here. $17.
Okay, so you manage. Go ahead and roll for your location.
That is a 6. Which on a monster, is this count as a humanoid or a monster?
This is gonna be a monster.
Okay, so then that will be a right limb.
Alright, so right limb, 11 damage. Alright,
Yeah. So
let's see. So you strike this thing in the in the right limb, and the arrow goes clean through this thing's right arm, and it's you hear it scream out, and it actually kind of leans down and bites the shaft of the arrow in half, and kind of you see it pull out the other piece out the other side, and blood just starts kind of running from this wound. It is sufficiently injured. But it turns its baleful gaze on you. It's coming for that ass. You have nowhere to run, my friend.
how about that ferryman, huh?
I'm a ferryman. Yeah, they're. I mean, they're still kind of cranking away at that chain, trying to get you across. You don't see any of the. Ironically enough, you don't see any of the Scoia'tael helping.
Oh, so none of them are on this.
Nope.
Are none of them on this with us?
Nope. Just you guys. Just you three.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, given the way our combat's going so far.
And now they're actually the one that you attacked, Eggle, is coming for you now. He's coming for
Okay.
you. Let's see here. What's that? And go. So that is. Go ahead and take any defensive actions that you would want to take. He's taking a swipe at you.
All right. I'll do a reposition. As 21.
Yeah, you have no issues evading him.
Egil just still dancing around these guys. He's like,
Yep.
Is it me? Or do they seem to have quite the tunnel vision for me?
Hey, at least somebody likes you.
Sweet meat. Coming for that sweet meat. Anastasia, the one you decided to whack, didn't take too kindly to that, so he's gonna take a swipe at you. And he rolled a 16.
Can I try to dodge?
Yeah, you can. So you have 3 defensive actions that you can take: a block, a dodge, or a reposition.
Okay, and I'm guessing each one is rolls something different.
Yep, it uses the dodge. The dodge obviously uses the dodge skill, escape skill. Blocking, you can only do you can use a weapon, shield, or a body part to do that, or you can reposition, which basically will allow you to kind of move out of the way, which uses athletics.
Okay, we're gonna go with that one.
Okay, the reposition.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe. Well, what's going on?
Is it not? Okay, there we go.
That 10.
Yeah, you can describe that. You dodge in stunning fashion.
So she's actually going to kind of push back with her staff and kind of flip back out of the way.
So you see this this display of acrobatic finesse as your female companion decides to do a flip across the deck of a moving barge and lands about 10 feet from her assailant. The third one is actually coming for you, Jason.
All right.
All right. So you can block, dodge, or reposition as a defensive action. 14.
I am just going to dodge that.
All right, go ahead and roll.
24.
Yeah, you guys are way too fucking good. Jesus Christ. Okay, it misses again. And it is your turn now.
Good. So now I am going to. I'm just gonna. I don't have my sword out. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and draw my sword. The silver one. And
Finally, the Witcher's doing his job.
and I am going to go ahead and, since that's an action, drawing your weapon is an action.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go ahead and take a slice out of this thing for the 3 stamina.
Okay. Go ahead and burn your 3 stamina and go ahead and take your extra action.
And oh.
Oh.
Why didn't it let me do that? Okay, hold on.
Are you trying to do attack?
Yes.
I think he is.
Only it's not letting me. Okay, so the character sheet is not letting me select weapon.
Well, that's scuffed.
If you're looking at your skills modifiers on the quick roll buttons, there's also quick weapon buttons.
Yeah, I was actually using the swordsmanship.
Oh, yeah. I don't think you do it directly from your skills list.
The hell. Okay, that's not right.
Is it not working?
Well, I don't have my. You want to come back to me? I gotta add this.
Yeah, we're gonna come back to you, Greg. Next up would be you, Egil.
All right. So, yeah, I think Egil's gonna take another shot at the drowner that was attacking him.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, and
That's a 15 damage. All right, shit.
yeah, you do a single strike. And is this thing like point blank with me?
It's about, let's say, about 8 feet.
8 feet.
So
Okay,
it's
so
not
that's
point blank, yeah.
just not point blank. Okay, so close range.
Mhm.
Okay, that is a 21.
Okay.
I'll roll location. That is a left limb.
So yeah, you hit. And yeah, that limb is gone.
Okay, is it dead? Or did it just lose that limb?
No, it just lost the limb. It is now down to one arm.
Okay, and because I'm an elf, I can actually do 2 shots with a bow as with like fast strikes with a melee weapon.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take another shot at this thing as an extra action.
All right. Go ahead and burn the squire stamina.
All right, that is a 16 aimed at the head.
Unfortunately, you missed.
Blah.
Just like by a fucking hair. It rolled a 17 to dodge.
Ugh. That would have been 3 times damage of a hit.
Yep. You would have dropped it.
Whatever.
Okay,
I got an arm. I'm
you
happy
can,
with that.
You can describe what that's gonna look like.
All right. So so he knocks one arrow, lets it fly. The first one it hits the drowner like almost at the same point where his last arrowhead hit it. And like with those 2 arrow wounds, it just like almost severs that left limb completely. It's like almost as if it's hanging by a thread. So like still technically there, but not in any way usable. And he knocks another arrow trying to finish it off, straight between the eyes, but in the thing's like kind of like pained wailing, it was too unsteady, and the shot just barely like whizzed by its ear.
Okay. And Anastasia, you're up.
I'm trying to think how I want to do this one. Because I want to use her magic, but the only thing I have that's useful is Earthen Spike. But I don't want to
Okay.
damage the boat.
Well, I mean, sacrifices must be made sometimes.
No, we need to get across. I mean, it comes in at an angle, so technically it could come up out of the water at an angle towards it.
I would allow it. So what do we have? Okay. Or the spike creates an angled stalagmite. Okay. Alright, let's see if this thing... Yeah, no chance. It's getting hit.
For 10 damage.
Okay, for 10 damage. Alright. Does it give you a location?
Torso.
Or so it is. Where does it say that?
I picked it, but I don't know. It's not showing up.
It's not showing up. Alright, so yep, it's gonna take 10 damage to the torso. It now has a spike pretty much sticking through it. And it is now on the spike. Alright, with that, it is now their turn.
Wait a minute.
Nope.
Oh, no, it's Greg's turn. Never mind. I stand corrected.
Well, that's
So
not
what we
right. Hold on, that's not right.
Okay. Sorry.
I saw where he got
I
the
mean,
spike.
it seems like he rolled 1 silver first time.
Yeah, see that roll you just did.
Not sure why this came out that way.
You rolled it as a strong strike and extra action, so that made for a total -6.
Oh, okay. So
No,
yeah,
it is an
make sure
extra
it's
action. So
What was your original action? Oh, drawing the weapon. That's right. Yeah.
right.
Okay. But you should only be at a -3, not a -6.
Yeah, but I think it's because he also rolled it as a strong strike. So there's 2 instances of the -3 there.
Oh, yeah, you are right. That is true. Yeah, you do stack a -3. Okay.
There, and that would be -3, so a 22 on my attack for 19 damage. And
Okay.
I was aiming for the head.
All right. Let's see. That hits, and that's gonna do triple damage. Yeah, you kill that fucking thing. It is dead. You can describe what that's gonna look like to your compatriots in the audience.
Yeah, well, Jason gets back up on his feet, and
He's had enough.
yeah, this thing comes up on him, trying to attack him, and he steps to the side, and as he steps to the side, he draws that silver sword and just brings it down, and literally this slices this thing's head off to the point where the sword goes through the drowner, and then like a second later the head drops off of it.
So you are down to 1 drowner. Yeah, he is dead. And the other 2 kind of screech in unison as they see one of their brethren fall. One of them being stuck on the the spike, and the other one tangling with Eggil, Egghead. I'm gonna have to start calling you Egghead. It's easier to remember your actual name.
That'll teach you to name your character that way.
Yep. So it is coming for you, man.
With its 1 arm.
So that's gonna be a 22.
22 with 1 arm?
It pulls its prosthetic arm out of its backpack and puts it on.
Ah, dang it! Didn't I didn't see that one coming.
Nope. They never do.
Okay, I got a 19. Sadly, not enough.
So that is gonna hit, and it is going to do 3d6. It's 14 damage to one of your legs. I'm gonna say the left leg.
Okay, and I think attacks on limbs do half damage.
Half
Right? So
damage. Yeah, that's right. It's gonna be 7.
Okay, that does get blocked by my sturdy
What-
pantaloons.
What kind of fucking armor are you wearing?
I mean, it's got 8 SP. Was like the double weaved something,
Double weaved gambeson.
something like that. I forget what it's called.
All right, so that one, yep, that one's done. The next one is actually going to try to take a swipe at you, Anastasia.
Okay.
Just because he doesn't appreciate being impaled. That's a 15.
She is going to. That's reposition.
Okay.
Let me take that down. Um,
Jesus Christ.
Oh my goodness. Okay, double crit.
2 10s.
success.
Jeez, that's a 36. Yeah, you can describe what that's going to look like. Yeah, that motherfucker is here.
Doing more backflips.
She's actually gonna do a backflip up onto the spike
Okay.
and put herself kind of behind this thing.
I'm gonna watch that. It's like you are far more. You're far more dexterous than you appear.
Deceiving.
Okay, so now it is y'all's turn. Jason, now we've worked out your issues with the character sheet. It is your turn, friend.
Ah, okay. So I am gonna go. There's one left, right?
There are
No,
two left.
there's two.
There's two left. Okay.
One is on a spike. The other one is one-armed. They're
All
not
right.
in great condition.
So
He's almost unarmed.
I'll go for the one-armed one first.
Huh?
Yes, I am going to attack both of them.
All right. So I'm assuming you're doing okay. So that is one attack, 18 damage. Held two-handed. Okay.
Okay. That. We'll do the. It's fine. Second one, random. Okay, so 23 on the first one and a 24 on the second one.
And are you attacking both the same creature?
No, one each.
Difference?
Yep.
All right.
So unfortunately, it only
Oof.
gave me damage for one, but
Okay. So the first one manages to evade. He rolled a nat 10. Second one does not evade. So we're going to say that damage is going to hit the second one. Go ahead and roll for location.
eight.
You lop off one of its limbs. One of the legs. I'll let you pick which one.
All right, we lop off his left leg.
So the Drowner impaled on the spike is now missing a whole entire leg. Good thing he has a spike to hold him up. Because otherwise he'd be Mr. Hop along. Egil, you're up, buddy.
All right. Yeah, he's gonna keep on tangling with the one-armed drowner in front of him.
Okay.
Taking. Let's see. So he's gonna do some shots with the bow.
All right. It's one shot.
So let's see. And that is a 21.
Okay.
And
It's a head
rolling
again.
information, that's going right for the head.
You managed to fucking hit it.
All right.
So yeah, he's dead.
Yep. Egil, after missing that one time, just really doesn't want to miss again. So he shoots off another arrow after, we'll say Jason's attack distracted it for a second, even if he didn't hit, which provided Egil the perfect chance to strike in. Just like shoot off and like right in there, and thing just crumbles.
Yep. He is
That-
dead. Are you gonna make another attack?
I sure am.
Okay, there's only one left.
We gonna get his ass.
Okay, go ahead and roll. And just so the audience is aware, all of this stuff is essentially happening simultaneously. While it might take a little bit longer, in real time, these are each round, which is a complete. Basically, everyone has taken an action, taken a turn rather, is 3 seconds. So keep that in mind.
So I rolled a 15. Does this thing count as like an unmoving object since it's kind of stuck on that pike?
I will say yes. So you are going to hit 15 damage, and it looks like it is the leg. Wing or tail, humanoid. Yep, your attack will deal half damage, so that is a 7.5. We're going to round up. Yeah, you take off the other leg.
So
No.
it was kind of
Go
some
ahead.
quick aim right there, and so it ended up taking out the other leg, and then like he realizes at that point the thing is entirely legless, just being held up by that spike, and he's like, He kind of looks to the other two. He's like, I'm starting to feel bad for this thing. I think we should put it out of its misery now.
And with that, Anastasia, you're up.
Nope.
Let's see what we got. Hold on.
7 per head.
7 for the head. Long reach focused. Well, I'm gonna give this thing half. See what it rolls.
This drowner's like black knighting it right now.
Okay, it does manage to dodge the first strike, but if you do a fast strike, you can do another action, another strike, at a -3. Or cast a spell.
I don't have any vigor left.
Ooh. Well, your vigor... your
Only
vigor
5.
should return to you at the end of each round. I
Does it?
believe, but I could be wrong. Yeah, basically to avoid problems with spellcasting, you cannot cast spells that are more than your vigor each turn. So
is that like a turn by turn limit?
I believe so, and again, still new to the rules.
You'll allow it. I mean,
I will allow it. Yeah, we'll worry about the rules. some other time.
Put this
I will-
poor thing out of its misery, please.
we're gonna do a spike the opposite direction.
Oh god, she's casting it again. I'm gonna say since this thing is already impaled on one, it has no chance of, and it's basically a bunch of nubs fucking filling in the air. It's gonna hit, and you kill this this creature. You can describe what all that looks like.
So she's gonna cast her spell, and you're just gonna see this second spike go straight through its head. I'm sorry, Infinity Core. That's funny. So yeah, you guys have managed to survive the Drowner ambush, and lo and behold, as luck would have it, after you see the spike get driven through this Drowner's skull, punched out the forehead, you feel the far shore of the river kind of knock into the bottom of the barge as you make landfall. So you guys have reached the other side of the Pontar River. And a little bit to kind of wrap up here. As the river disappears into the distance behind you, you can see the forest of Redania spreading out before you. It'll be another few days before you can find a town, but the hard part is over, and for now, the war front is far, far behind you. You guys have made it onto Redanian soil. You are home free. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what happens to these 3 miscreants when we return. Maybe we'll turn this into a little series. But with that, they have survived the sacking of Vizima and the crossing of the Pontar River and have made it to Redanian soil. That concludes our one-shot of The Witcher, Still Waters.
And indeed, they were not still waters. Well,
They
sort
were
of
not
still
still waters.
murky, nasty, yucky, disgusting waters. Maybe.
But it was an absolute blast.
I think we
Yeah.
should have. I think we should have killed the elves.
No,
Wow!
no.
You got a Witcher as a murder hobo. Jesus.
Well, I mean, you know,
After
that
Did you
story,
wanna make
it was obvious that they killed the humans that were there so they could take this place. I mean, you know.
What do you care? The humans don't like you either. As a matter of fact, the humans like you
Jason the
less
developer?
than they like the elves. I
Is
think Jason
Jason
has
more
more of
moral
a
than he lets on?
yeah. I was
What's
gonna
that?
say I think he has more of a better moral compass than he may appear.
Well,
He,
it's
wi- he's
the character has an empathy of 1, so that's what I was
uh,
going for. Is
oh, so this is
I
more
mean,
about the money. Okay, interesting. Well, yeah, that is it for us, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Matt, Jenny, do you guys have anything else you want to add as we close out this one shot?
I'm just
What do you guys
surprised that
think?
I'm surprised I was able to fudge her through about being the Nilfgaardian spy. I didn't think
I mean,
I would succeed on that role.
but is she a Nilfgaardian spy?
She's not a Nilfgaardian spy, but her heritage is Nilfgaardian.
Oh, but she is a Nilfgaardian. Okay, she's
Look,
just
as
Her
long as the
parents
spy
defected.
part, was as long as you weren't the spy part, then all good.
Oh no, she hates Nilfgaard. She left there when she got the chance.
Yeah.
she was the
What
spy.
about
but
you, Matt?
She was the spy.
She was a spy.
but yeah, no, that was fun. I mean, obviously a little rough since this was our first time doing playing this game, which is Witcher's a crunchy system, so there's a lot to
Yeah.
keep track of. But like, there's definitely something interesting that could be fun to go back to one day.
Hmm. For
Oh
sure,
yeah.
I do like the system. It is different, as the four of us rather have played Cyberpunk. It is reminiscent of that system. The interlock system, they both uh, work off of that. Although The Witcher is a little bit different. Some tweaks they've made to it, but it's fun for sure. It's fun, and it's the Witcher universe. So who the hell wouldn't want to play in the Witcher
Right,
universe?
right.
Um,
I say
so
I think it would be very cool to see how an actual full campaign would go with it.
mhm.
Yeah, that could definitely be very interesting.
So yeah, that might be something we might do in the future. Who knows? There's definitely interest for it amongst us. So it could be something that we do put together for you guys. But with that, housekeeping time. Let's see.
We have a house to keep.
We have a house to keep. That's right. It's called the RazaMahTaz channel.
So, I think on the agenda next, I mean, as we're rolling into the holidays here, we have quite a few things that we're doing outside of streaming. So I think
Yeah,
the next stream is next Wednesday
next
for
Wednesday.
the
That's
update
right.
log.
It is the update log episode 32, and we are going to be discussing a couple of things, mostly some of the more recent news that has come out um, in the gaming industry, primarily from WotC. For those of you guys who don't know, they have recently let go about 1,100 employees. Well, it's going to total 1,100 employees. Right now, I think there's somewhere about 8 or 900 already gone, but 1,100 employees over the next 24 hours and the coming months, weeks and months into 2024. It's not going to all happen at once. It's going to kind of be a staggered approach. And this is coming from the desk of Chris Cox, the CEO of Hasbro, um, which is the parent company of Wizards of the Coast. So massive layoffs there. We're going to go through kind of that situation, and we're going to address the situation with a studio formerly known as Fantastic that created the new zombie game that was out for a total of I think it was 3 days on
I
Steam.
I heard 4.
Okay, 4 days on Steam, called The Day Before. Uh, that whole situation is an absolute shit show. The general consensus is that they basically took the money and dipped. But we'll dive more into that on Wednesday and kind of get you guys as accurate an assessment of both of those situations as possible. Even though the situation with Watsy is, I mean, that's pretty much out there by now. Um, and then Thursday, Greg, do we have anything going on Thursday?
Thursday, we do. We are going to re roll into our Cyberpunk game. for Thursday, and we'll probably have that
Nice.
running for a little while again. We have a long running campaign that we actually started with for our stream, called the Bureau of Reclamation. I'm not sure that we're going to do an episode of that though. We may do something a little different with Cyberpunk for Thursday.
Okay,
Um,
I'm done.
I really want to kind of play into some of the new DLC toolkits that have come out from R. Talsorian recently, and especially as we're rolling up to now at the Edge Runners piece that's out there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Um, I'm not going to modify into that as far as our game goes just yet, but I do want to kind of experiment a little bit with some of the stuff that's out there and give our audience a chance to kind of take a look at that. There's a lot of fun stuff out there, so we may do something a little bit different, and then the week after maybe roll back into the BOR and see where our team of folks is at and what's going on with them.
Yep. Might mess around with this coming Thursday if you're open to it, Greg. We might mess around with the 12 Days of Gearmas that just DLC that just launched from Arthouse Saurian.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
There's
yeah, Arthouse Saurian is very consistent with coming out with some stuff for the holidays, like free DLCs that they usually put out every year.
yes, yes.
But aside from that, yeah, I mean the holidays are coming up, so for those who celebrate, happy holidays. Whatever Kwanzaa, Hanukkah,
Mhm.
Christmas, whatever it applies to you. We here at the RazaMahTaz, wish you a happy holidays, safe holidays. If we don't see you before then, which we will. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we will see you before that because
Oh
Christmas
yeah.
is on Monday. Um,
And
but that
we also have a up and coming stream.
what do we have?
Well, we have Mutant Year Zero that's going to be
That's
coming up.
right. We do, and Matt will be running that one.
Yep.
Yes.
Now that we're done, like diving a bit more into The Witcher, I can start looking at this other games list. We have been speed running through so many systems lately. It's like
It's
it's a
like
lot.
it is. Let's see. We did Alien. We did Witcher. We've done Pirate Borg. We've done what else?
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
Well,
Um,
we got a cyberpunk game that goes on. We have our private games that go on as well that
yeah.
kind of fill into there. And
Yep.
and then we're
And
working on
and
2 modules for Gary Con, and we're also working on our own game. So
yeah, a lot. And then we have Media Zero, and we have to play Symbarom as well. So that's another system we're gonna have to learn. All the systems, man, all the systems. Before
Okay.
before 2024 is out, we're gonna have played everything.
Okay. Now, I think Witcher's probably one of the harder ones out of the way because it's a crunchy system.
It is, yeah. The other
So
systems are a little more rules light.
yeah, so I think we got the tough one out of the way first.
Uh-huh,
It's a fun game. It's definitely a fun game, but there's a lot to it.
But with that said, I believe we are done for the night. We'll see you guys next Wednesday and Thursday. One thing I do want to say before, Greg, you did bring up Gary Con.
yep.
We do have some modules that we are creating for Gary Con, a Witcher themed one and a Cyberpunk themed one. That are unique to us. It's something that it's 2 modules that we are putting together within both of those universes. So if you do want to play, once the sign up sheets are out, be sure that and you're going to be in Wisconsin during GaryCon. Make sure you sign up for them. Greg will actually be on site and running them. So you get to meet him. Perhaps myself or Matt or both will be there as well. That's still to be determined. But Matt and I are both running also Witcher and Cyberpunk games as well,
And
virtually speaking.
if you are at the con, then and you come and play with me, which would be awesome to have you come and play the game with me and check out the modules. Artel Sorian is also putting up some free swag for people at the
Yeah.
event. So,
Yeah.
but you got to play their games.
Yeah, you'll get to meet, I believe, for sure. I believe Cody Pondsmith is going to be there.
Mike for sure. Cody is possible.
Mike's going to be there. Okay, Cody. Okay, I had to switch. So Mike for sure. Mike Pondsmith. You get to meet the man, the myth, the legend himself. And his son Cody is potentially going to be there, but other folks from Archhouse Saurian will also be in attendance. As Greg said, they'll be there, kind of supporting us and mutual support. Going to be there, showcasing basically all the stuff that they've kind of put out over the last year, and potentially some new stuff. So who knows? But I believe that's everything. With that said, you guys have a good night, and thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next Wednesday for episode 32 of the Update Log.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yep.
Cheers.
See you guys next time.
Almost hit